Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm jumping on today to do a mid-month check-in. Today is the 14th Sunday, and I thought I'd do it today instead of tomorrow, even though tomorrow is a little more accurate for mid-month. I'm not shopping tomorrow. So we should have everything in the system the way we want to do. So I have my EveryDollar app open and I'm ready to kind of jump in and talk. I'm not doing transactions or moving transactions over. I'm just talking up my thoughts because there are things coming up this month that a lot of people are getting stimulus checks and things like that. So talk about what to do with that money. How much are you getting? What can you do? What should you do? What would be the best way to allocate and take care of you and your family, and and just figure out life. So that's what we're talking about today, and I'm going to show you my process of what we're going to do and maybe make some recommendations of what maybe you might want to do. So stick around and we'll talk about this in this video. So the stimulus. Most of us are getting $1,400 a person. This time we're getting $5,600. And what can you do with that amount of money or your personal $1,400? There's so much that can be done, but what is the best thing to do with the stimulus? It depends on the family. It depends on the individual. It depends on your needs. There are no right or wrong answers to this question, and nobody should be, put down for doing one thing and not doing another. Obviously, some of the best ideas are just to take care of your four walls. So you want to take care of your shelter. If you are struggling and need to take care of your shelter, then definitely take care of your mortgage, your rent, your insurances to cover those things so your family has a place to lay their head down at night and be okay. 2, after shelter, there's food. You need to be able to eat. You need to be able to nourish your bodies and your minds with food. And your children's health continuously is relying on that nutrition. It's how they learn, it's how they grow, it's how they mature. And the better the food, the quality of food, the healthier they are, the better they can learn and all those things. So you want to take care of your shelter, you want to take care of your food. The next thing that would be very important is transportation. So if you have a vehicle and you need to make car payments or car insurance, or you have maintenance that needs to go on your vehicle, so you don't have to buy another vehicle and go into more debt. I don't recommend that. I do find that vehicle maintenance the older the car, the more maintenance it needs. Definitely very important. So it's one of your four walls, transportation. Now, if you have other means of transportation, where you have to ride a city bus, or you have subways, or you have share rides or things like that. Not that a lot of people are doing that. Lyft, Uber, some people are doing it, some people aren't. It's not quite safe yet because of the virus. Buses, things like that. Make sure you have your funds for all those things if that's what you're using. Also, clothing. If you are in need of clothes, if you are job hunting right now and you are in need of a new suit or a nice new outfit to do interviews in, absolutely update your clothes, buy clothes that you need for specific purposes for your job. If you have a job and you don't have a lot of variety in your wardrobe and you need to add to it, yes, these are good things to do. If you are in desperate need of a vacation, and we are all in desperate need of a vacation, that's what we intend to do. Always pay off debt after your four walls, then go to your debt. Pay off your debt, pay down your debt. Emergency fund, put into emergency fund. If you don't have anything, put $1,000, $2,000 into the emergency fund and just hold on to that for your specific emergencies that you need. And vacation last. So my current situation in our family, we have the only debt we have is our mortgage. So we're consumer debt free. So we have no credit cards, we have no school loans, we have no personal loans, we have nothing like that where we owe on anything. And we do use a credit card, but we do pay it off. So as long as there's no interest charges, we still consider ourselves debt-free. And I actually call my category debt-free in my EveryDollar app here. So that is what we do. And so those are some of the top things you can do to take care of yourself and your family. I do want to make sure vacation's put in there because a mental mind reset, even if you have some debt, if you can just keep taking care of things, and maybe if you need to put it off for a month, and just do the minimums, because a mental mindset needs to be taken care of. Your mental health is priority number one as you go through this process. Don't ignore your mental health, and God will always provide whatever money you need for all that you need. And just make sure you are resetting and taking care of yourself. So as you go through the debt payoff journey, if you don't take care of yourself through it, you're not going to be able to stick with it. You're not going to be able to move forward with it. You're going to resent it. You're going to have anger issues with it. And nobody wants that on top of paying off debt. When it's less stress as possible. So yeah, those are my top ideas on where should a stimulus money go. Now, obviously, it is up to you. And if you want to spend it frivolously, because it's the only time this year you're going to spend frivolously, I can't say yes or no. That is your decision. I personally wouldn't do it, but you get to decide. So I pray that your stimulus check, however much that you got, blesses you and blesses your family. So definitely use it wisely if you can, but if you don't, I completely understand. And let's get into what we're going to do for the budget. Okay, here we are. So EveryDollar. Not sure how many people have noticed or paid attention to what's going on with Ramsey, the company, and Dave Ramsey and Chris Hogan and some past things. There's always been some kind of controversy. Personally, I like what God has provided through Ramsey Plus and Ramsey Solutions and all the things that Dave Ramsey intentionally went to the Lord and Lord gave to him. Absolutely love that. Personally, I don't like the guy. I can watch his videos, and I've said this time before, as far as Financial Peace University. He's very tamed and toned down in that. But if you listen to his show, he's a little more aggressive, and I don't like the word choices. I don't like almost the put down intimidation factor. So I don't listen to him. I used to listen to Chris Hogan up until he's no longer with the company. And something personal in his life conflicted with the company, and either he got let go or he walked away or whatever. And then some other things kind of resurfaced of that considered controversial, that people were fired, a pregnant woman out of wedlock. That broke my heart. I don't like that at all. So I'm conflicted with EveryDollar, but I am going to finish out the month of March in this budget with EveryDollar. And I think going forward after this month, I may switch to something else. Not exactly an app or a company, but a simple Excel file. I had one that I used early on that I kind of mastered in a way that worked for me, that was very similar to EveryDollar, but it was just simple addition, subtraction formulas on how to keep track of my budget. So I think I'm going to switch to that, and starting in April, and get back into that because I haven't done it in a while. But I absolutely loved it. It's very similar to this, and this is more aesthetically pleasing, but so can an Excel sheet. You can make it as pretty as you want, so, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to start doing that next month. But this month we're getting $5,600 in stimulus money, which means each person in my household, and for the first time, my oldest son, who is 22, apparently the language of the stimulus allowed, even though he's an adult and I claimed him on my taxes, but I don't get tax benefit for him, he was allowed to get a stimulus. Now, if he filed his own, which he doesn't because he gets SSI, he doesn't have to file taxes for it. He doesn't pay taxes on Social Security money, income, supplemental income that he gets. He didn't have a tax form, which is why he was always on mine. Apparently they allowed him to have $1,400. We're past stimuluses, the last two, he didn't get a penny. Only the three of us in my family, my husband and I and my other son, who is 16. So I'm just like, okay, that's awesome. He got some extra cash. So we're combining it together as a family, and we've all talked about it as a family. And we have decided to take this and take care of the needs for the month of March, see how March goes, and at the end of the month, put it in savings. And we're going to earmark it for a vacation. Because we haven't had a vacation and it's COVID and it's been a couple years, and we're going to do a family week-long vacation. We want to go to Gatlinburg or outside of Gatlinburg. We want to rent a home or something like that, a cabin or whatever, and just be out in nature. We thought that would be the best place to go. Maybe not the best place to go, but a best idea of somewhere to go and do something and not have to wear a mask the entire time you're there. If you go to Disney World or if Disneyland opens up, you have to wear the mask the entire time, even while you're eating. When you're not actively putting food in your mouth, I think you're required to have a mask or something along those lines. Yeah, I can't do the mask all the time. No health reason why. It's aggravating. It really is, and it's hot in August. So in August, my husband and I will be married 25 years, and we have a 22-year-old and a 17-year-old by that point, and we're going to do a big family vacation around our anniversary and just have a really good time. 2019, the previous year when we could vacation, we went to the North Carolina Zoo, and if you've ever been there, it's 2 parks and it's huge, and there's a lot of Great Lakes and stuff around, and we just had a great time at the zoo there, and took 2 days to explore the whole thing. So that's kind of our vacation, just slow and steady. They're not roller coaster people. They're not high energy, high impact, gotta do. No, just relax, enjoy family time, and do things together and spend time together. So that's what we're looking for in Gatlinburg. So that's what we're going to do with most of the money. And anything left over after the vacation, we'll just throw to the emergency fund. So I'll be intentional with how much we spend with the vacation and move on. So here we are. This is what our deposits are for the month. The only one that hasn't come in is this one, and I went ahead and changed it to the new amount that my husband should be receiving as his base salary amount. He got a little bit of a raise, so it went up from $22,000 to $23,000. So it was just a little bit there. And yeah, down here, you see this. I've been moving money in EveryDollar to show from our what I call my buffer or balance forward up here, transfer from savings and sinking funds, to offset the cost of some unbudgeted spending, basically. And I put everything that was left over that we balanced forward from last month up here, and then took care of things. So, and I actually didn't have a lot. I thought I was going to have to pull money from savings to cover everything this pay period because we had some unbudgeted things. Almost for the entire first half of the month, almost $500 of unbudgeted stuff, or over 500. I can't really tell. I'll have to look here in a second. But I put that up there out of the buffer and spent it, and that was fine. We agreed and decided to do it. On the 17th of March, on St. Patrick's Day, is when this deposit becomes active. This is the stimulus here. And I just put it in other and just kind of, I'm leaving it sit there. I'm going to know it's the stimulus when I look at it. And I love that, and that's fine. So here we go. Tithing and offerings. I did add on the third tithing. I always have 3 for church. I'm going to do a stimulus check. Now, I'm not sure how we're going to tithe. We have three areas that we tithe regularly every month, never fail. Helping Hands at Church, Greater Europe Missions, which support a specific missionary family, and Tithing for Church. And this is just the general fund for the tithing at church. Now, I know the tithing at church, or the church itself, the general fund, is very healthy right now. And I also know Helping Hands at Church is very healthy right now. But the Greater Europe Missions, for the couple we're supporting, they're healthy right now, but long-term, to keep them there longer, they still need some more supporters. And I thought, well, maybe I can give them a couple months of what we normally give for Greater Europe Missions in addition to by tithing all of this here. So those are my options on where to tithe. These are my thoughts on it. I have to discuss it with my husband. We haven't talked about it yet, but he did say one of those three are divided between all three or a combination of thereof. So that I've been thinking and kind of praying on it, going, okay, where should this go? But I'm leaning towards this Greater Europe mission. I will know more later. I just have this here temporarily, and then at the end of the month, if I decide to move it all up here, or if we decide to move it all up here, I'm so used to saying I am horrible at that. Then we will decide, and then I will make the appropriate adjustments later. April is actually a 3 paycheck month, so there will be 3 tithings for the church. So that is going to be interesting. This is my paycheck one spending that was already closed out. But you can see on budget, I did $300, over $300 right there. I did, what do we have? Home Depot, that was the front door. We had to do a whole new door handle mechanism thing and lock. So the one we got was very decorative because the one that came with the house is very decorative, and it was $136. And we got something extremely close to what came with the house. So we wanted it to match. Now we got to repaint the whole front door because it's not exact. And I don't even know how to paint it. I don't know what color it is or how to choose it or match it or anything like that. So I'm going to call my painter and ask him if he will help us on that one. Mary Martha is just something personal for me. I've been collecting Mary Martha specific Grace and Gratitude design. If you haven't seen their products, it's gorgeous. And I finally got the last of the collection together here. And so I have a complete 8-piece set of plates and big plates, smaller plates, and then the bowl, and then some accessory stuff. And I am completely happy with that. And yeah, so that's what we did there. Now you're going to see this Friday or Saturday, whenever I post a video, my paycheck to paycheck spending. Yeah, or no, my weekly check-in, and then my paycheck. Friday will be my weekly check-in. Saturday should be my paycheck to paycheck spending, and I'll include this video with it. The paper video, pen and paper will be on Saturday, and then this will be Sunday's video. But yeah, I'm over in every category. So I'm grocery household here. This is why I'm over in grocery household right here. Now this is an automatic thing every Tuesday on the 16th it comes up. I can't control that, but I can cancel, but it's a subscription. And I put in grocery household. But this one, I shopped for the week and it put me over. And then some other shopping here. As soon as I saw the stimulus check pending post, I'm like, I'm not feeling so good. I need a shopping spree, pick me up. So I'm buying all kinds of stuff, not just grocery stuff, but miscellaneous stuff. And this is kind of important miscellaneous. And I could have waited until the stimulus check came, but I decided not to wait. And I didn't have to put this $164.80 Home Depot here in miscellaneous. I could have put it in unbudgeted, but I know for the rest of the month I probably won't spend a lot in the miscellaneous category. So when I come down here and deduct from here, then it'll kind of balance it out and it'll come out in the wash and I won't be over budget for the month. I'm just over budget for the paycheck period because my backyard had geese all over it. Just every day we're going out there chasing off the geese. We have a water feature behind it. We took down part of the fencing and cut down some trees and stuff so we can have a better view of the water. And yeah, before there was a fence this time last year there was a fence. And this is the time of year where the Canadian geese that we have all over our neighborhoods and blocking our roads and driving us crazy, this is their breeding season and baby season coming up. Yeah, no. They really like the grub in our backyard. And I'm like, no, because they just have droppings everywhere and you can't enjoy your backyard. So what I've done, did is went to Home Depot and bought, it's not wrought iron, but it was like an iron short, as tall as the geese, but not too tall and doesn't obstruct the view. But it's just this little fence that connects my neighbor's fence and ours together and just it barricades them from coming up into our yard. And yeah, and it works. So we were looking out all day today, waiting to see if the geese were going to come up, and they won't even come up on the little bank side that we kind of gave them walking path between the 2 yards and all the yards. They won't even come up. They want to come all the way up, and since they see the fence, they won't even come up. So I'm hoping that stays true and they won't come up, and we are very happy not to chase geese every day. Oh my gosh, it was getting bad. I bought a desk lamp at Amazon. I didn't have to. I could have waited, but shopping therapy is what I'm calling it. Earlier in the day, my husband had bought, we went and got the fence, but before that he had gotten some supplies to weed and feed and seed and stuff, the lawn. It's getting that time of year. It's spring. We're getting ready to have a new guy come cut our grass, so that'll be a new category, and I'll be adding that in here at the bottom here in a minute. I just realized I need to make sure I have the money for that, because he's going to start coming on the 18th and cut the grass and start taking care of that. What is this? Amazon. Oh, paper. So my budget sheets are printed on, for my videos, they're printed on 28-pound paper, and it's bright white, and it's just easier to order than Amazon. There's 500 pages. They send it to me, and I buy it every few months or so. Digital pages. I found some really cute designs for May coming up. I've already got April in the shop. I call it April Butterflies. It's really, really cute. If you have not seen my video on my new releases on my budget sheets, check that out, and I'll put a little eye in the sky here and post it at the top, and you can look in my new releases, what is that called? New releases playlist. It's in the playlist. So if you find the new releases playlist, you can see April's budget sheets in there. So I got the digital papers for May, and then I bought some stamps, and then I spent money on some shirts. You can't really see it, but this says love, and that's an autism puzzle, and needs no words is what it says on the bottom. So it's really cute. It was a shop on Etsy that she was having a massive sale. I don't know if she still is. And it was like $8 a t-shirt, and I love t-shirts. It's really soft. So I got that. Now, I did spend a lot of money on gas. I didn't think I was going to go over budget. It was $10 more, almost $11 more for gas, and that had to do with gas prices going up. I think it was $2.78 or something like that. And I have an Nissan Armada. It's a big vehicle for our family because the height of the people in my family is really tall. They need the leg room in the back seat. So I can't get a little car that's efficient. I have to get a bigger vehicle and travel with everybody. And so, yeah, it's one of those things where my gas tank was so big, we had to spend a lot of money on gas. I have a check out to my sister here. It's not come through, but I sent her a check for $50. She created this cute Easter wreath, and I absolutely love it. And so I'm going to be hanging that up for Easter. And then I also had to go to AutoZone with my husband and buy a new car battery. There is something wrong with my vehicle where it doesn't tell me when my battery charge has dropped. So yeah, and it changed everything in my car. I'm like, my goodness. Speaking of, I gotta change my clocks in my car. But the battery just died after I got a vaccine shot at my allergist office the other day on Tuesday, and yeah, we just drove in straight and picked up a battery. So we knew we had the money for it. We knew it was going to be on budget. That's part of why a lot of money went to the income section from our balance forward section here. This is whatever is going to be in the checking account balancing forward to the next month, and if I need to use it and spend it in the unbudgeted stuff, I move it to the income section, and then that balances it out. Now this money is not in my account yet. It will be on Wednesday, on St. Patrick's Day. That's where I see the pending deposit. This is what's left out of everything, but I'm going to have to change this again. So the way I typically adjust the spending for this is I put it left to budget up here, and I need to go down because I do have to account for, I wasn't going to put anything in, but I do have to account for something. Home maintenance. There we go. Landscaping. and that is going to be $55. He comes, he cuts the grass. We have a pretty decent sized yard, so I'm going to move this up a little bit, and then I want it up here with the rest of the bills. And then I'm actually, let's see, it's easier to move if you collapse them and they're single lines. So there we go. So these don't have anything in it, but I do have like categories in it, but I don't need to put anything in there. This is outside my actual spending categories. And this I just never use because I never figured out how to use it, especially the way it's set up in the system. You can put it's not really set up for where if you charge on your credit card to add the charges and payments and all that stuff. I could never figure it out. So I just ignore it and create my own. And I call mine debt free. And yeah, you can see I'm putting a lot on there. This month, my husband spent all his personal money. He charged it on the credit card and then paid with his VA education benefits earlier this month. And then any charges that were already on there, I went ahead and paid, and that was the payment there. Now we have more that's on there. I had to buy a stove, so we're going to pay that. And the reason I call it debt free is because I make sure that I pay it off before we need to. Before any interest charges accrue onto it. So that in my mind, that's still debt free, even though it's a real credit card and it does charge interest if I go past that date. But as soon as I go past that date, I have to stop using it and I may have to cancel or get rid of it. But if I can keep disciplining myself not to use it as credit, but know I have cash on hand in my bank account and pay for it, then I will. So some of this is planned spending that I was planning on taking out during a certain time period of the month. I think the 19th, this Friday, I'll be paying this part off here. I'll be paying off the stove and any other charges that had to go on there that I normally, subscriptions and stuff that I have to keep it active, and then it'll go back to zero and it'll be good. But you have to be very disciplined in that. If you're not, then guess what? You're going to find yourself in trouble, in debt again, and it's just not good. I am enjoying the debt freedom of not having credit cards and not having loans, car loans and things like that. You can breathe amazingly. School loans, oh my gosh, that was suffocating. So yeah, there's that. Landscaping, there's that. I'm still waiting for my life insurance to come out. I'm waiting for HBO Max, Audible, iTunes, Verizon, and EveryDollar subscription. I do pay for it. This is a free one. I set this free one up to test in this style of paycheck to paycheck. But I still have my paid version where my bank account sends. I'm not renewing that. Absolutely not. Not buying anymore. No. I don't need to. I've been able to keep this very accurate and it's worked very well in the free side and I don't need the rest of the extras. So I'm just going to leave it at that and not be concerned with all that. I'm going to not worry about it. And I only have a few more months left to pay for it. So I'm not going to pay for the app or the extras anymore. Though I have used them and I like them and they're really good, I'm just not going to anymore. Apparently I'm very upset about what happened and what I've learned. So, okay, health insurance, subscriptions. So stormwater, no. Escrow, no. City utilities. I actually need to change this because I got the bill and it's a lot less than I thought it was. So let me grab my notebook here that I have it written down. It was in the $60 range, and I thought, wow, normally it's very $80, $90 range, but yeah, so all I gotta do is pull up where I made a note. 68.76 is the total. So 68.76. Whoops, forgot my decimal point, which is very important. I got this hair like stuck over my eye here. Sorry if I keep messing with it. I think it's stuck on my glasses. All right, there we go. So now that adjusted, given a few more dollars in that section, That's accurate. That's accurate. That hasn't come out yet. And yeah, I haven't put anything in savings, and the only reason I haven't listed savings is because I put into my emergency fund at the end of the month. My way it works best for us is to wait till the end of the month because that's where we have the most disposable income available, and all our bills are pretty much paid for except for a few at the end of the month. And we're already counting for those. So whatever's left, that's what I could put into savings. And so that's what I'm going to do. Right now, a lot of that savings is either going to be for the emergency fund or now that I've set up this vacation savings for our anniversary in August for the family to go on a vacation and relax and just enjoy life a little bit. Hopefully by August, enough people will be vaccinated and things will be different and things will be open. I'm not sure about the mask thing. I think we're still going to have that until next March because any time there's been an outbreak of anything, it takes 18 months or more. Around 18 months, so from the time of the outbreak in that area. And we're not past 18 months. We're 12 months into this from where I stand in this area where the first COVID cases happened in March. In fact, the 16th of March was the last day of school for my son last year, and then he didn't go back. And threw our world upside down, and we all started staying home, and nobody was on the streets, and nobody was going anywhere, and everybody was petrified of everything. So now that it's normal life almost, it's one of those things where, okay, I think with the vaccine and with people's hand washing and masks, we've really figured out the best way to take care of ourselves. And so I think things will be a little improved in August and a lot improved by next March. So 2022 is our year. I'm telling you guys, 2022. So, but that's all I have for today. On the 19th, when I do my paycheck to paycheck budgeting, I will show either then or at the end of the month when I do my budget wrap-ups, how much I'll be putting in the emergency fund, how much is actually going to go towards the vacation and things like that. So, yeah. So that is what we're doing with our stimulus, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.